My name is Letitia Rashala Sergi, and I am the Asia Pacific Academic Supervisor for the ELSA Moot Court Competition.
Letitia, what did the EMC Squared this year mean to you as an academic supervisor?
As an academic supervisor for the competition to actually rotate to a country outside of where the seat of the WTO is in Geneva was very exciting because it brought students together from around the world to experience a different culture, as well as to actually network with not only students from the competition, but also from regional panelists in Latin America. And given that Latin America is a growing power in the WTO, we're likely to see students in their future careers actually interacting with the Spanish nations of Latin America.
And what would you tell a student who's considering to enter the competition?
This competition provides you with benefits. First of all, you get to study, research and present in an area of law which is highly specialised but extremely important for any national economy. Secondly, the process that you go through in participating in this competition assists you developing your legal research skills, your writing skills and your oral presentation skills. And thirdly, when you interact with the panellists who are not only WTO law experts but also international trade policy people who actually negotiated the agreements, you start to understand the subtle political differences behind the agreements, which is very much an important role in the WTO system.
And as a panelist, what is the EMC Square to you?
The EMC Square is the next generation of trade lawyers and political leaders in an economy in relation to trade. So it's really about future capacity building for member countries of the WTO.
And what would you tell future panelists about the EMC Square?
I would say to them, if you think your life is fulfilled by your current work, wait until you meet these extraordinary young people who one day are actually going to challenge you in front of a real dispute settlement panel.
Thank you.
My name is Christian Haberli. I'm a senior research fellow at the World Trade Institute, which is part of the University of Bern, Switzerland. And this is the first time I'm assisting the moot court of ELSA in this context.
As your first time, what were your expectations?
I had my doubts. I didn't know what to expect. I knew that these teams were through eliminatory rounds already and they should have some level, but I was told that they would not know much about WTO, which is my home turf, so I didn't expect very much.
And were your few expectations met?
They were exceeded because I found that some of these people have a knowledge about WTO matters and dispute settlement in particular, which is beyond what I personally see in Geneva in some of the delegations. I will not quote any names, of course.
And what did EMC Square mean to you as a panelist?
Well, of course, real-life panels are different, very different from what is here basically an examination. You pass a test. And so you cannot compare one-on-one the proceedings in a real panel and in a moot court. This being, I do think that the legal arguments, the preparation for the case was very comparable, and the way these delegations went about, the teams went about their task was close to what I think a team in a dispute settlement panel should be doing.
And what did EMC Square mean to you as a sponsor from World Trade Institute?
We are very happy to have been already at the inception of the moot court of ELSA doing this all the way through. We have been carrying this venture together, I think, so I can say we have been involved, and I'm confident that we can continue to be involved, also because of a self-interest, because we find here quite a few students who take an interest in what we do in the World Trade Institute. And quite a few people have already told me that they would like to come to Bern for a course here and there, and so we're very happy to invite the winning team to come to Bern tuition-free this summer to our summer academy, and maybe some others will come for other courses. So it's a very win-win situation.
And what would you tell a participant who is thinking about participating?
Okay, nobody is perfect in all fields. What I think is important for such groups to be a good team. And when I say team, is that one ideally is the better talker, the better presenter, and the other one has perhaps more command of the issues. Quality and quantity, nobody can have both at the maximum level. So if as a team you have it, that is the perfect team for me.
And what would you tell a possible panelist about the EMC2?
To come here as a judge. To come here as a judge, you forget some of what you've seen in other cases. You have to know a bit of case law, because these teams were referring to case law quite extensively, even to literature also. So it is good if you have this command of the situation, and that is helpful. But you can also come as a generalist and assess the delegations on what they say and what they have written beforehand.
Would you recommend the EMC2 to your colleagues around the world?
Definitely. And I invite everybody to come and join this venture in the future also.
Thank you.
My name is Yasuhei Taniguchi from Japan. I served as a member of the appellate body of the WTO from June 2000 until December 2007. So I had personal experience of the appellate body hearing. Before that, I was a professor of civil procedure and insolvency law back in Japan at the Kyoto University. So I had very little background on the WTO law. So I had to learn a lot in Geneva through handling variety of appeal cases. So I don't claim myself as a real expert in WTO law, but I have some experience, and I enjoyed participating in this ELSA competition, though this is the first time to participate. And then suddenly I was asked to serve as the chairman of the grand final. So it was a great honor, and I really enjoyed. And also I was very impressed by the thorough preparation of the teams, and also the panelists, my colleagues. They are all great experts, and they have were prepared thoroughly for the session. So I think we had a very good grand final session, I think. Although I can, because I participated only in this grand final, I have not seen the previous semifinals, etc. Although I participated in the Asian round in March in Taiwan, and I saw some of the teams here. So from Taiwan to Santo Domingo, I think I had a really good experience.
What were your expectations before coming here?
In what terms? In food, or?
In terms of being a panelist and a chairman.
Well, because I knew the standard we expect from the teams through my experience in Taiwan. Well, in Taiwan, some of the teams were not very good, but some of them were quite good. So maybe the quite good people must come to Santo Domingo, and they did so, really. So my expectation was fulfilled quite well. I think they are very well prepared. It's amazing. Yeah.
And what would you tell a possible future participant of the moot court competition?
Well, I hope more and more students are interested in this field would come to this competition. And I think this is a very, very excellent educational opportunity. And once you have done this, probably you aspire to do the same kind of things in the real world. And as a matter of fact, some of them have done so. And then there will be more and more followers of the predecessors. And then eventually it raises the standard of the research as well as the practice in this area in the world. And I think this is very important. So I hope as many nationals and countries are involved in this competition. And I have to confess that I very much regret that very little participation by the Japanese team in this competition. There was one team in Taiwan, but of course they could not come to Santo Domingo. And this Japanese team consisted of only non-Japanese citizens, one Indian and one Filipino, formed the Japanese team because they were studying in the Japanese university. So I really, I was sad to see it. I hope more Japanese students are interested in this field and come to this competition. So when I go back to Japan, I make more propaganda of this.
Would you support the competition in the upcoming years?
Oh, sure, yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much.